James E. Box,
Where were you born at?
Harlan, Kentucky.
Mm.
Crummies Creek. You ever heard of Crummies Creek?
Uh-huh.
Coal mine.
Is that where you spent your early life at?
Yeah. Where I was born in Crummies, coal mine. I mean, on Coalfield. I went to school at Lincoln
Mm-hmm.
and Harlan. We went to a church in Chevrolet.
And that was a school.
School, yeah.
Do you remember the name of the church?
No,
Uh-huh.
I was,
Kid.
I guess, 6 or 7 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So I moved, come down here for a year, and then go back to Harlan and stay for a year. I was 15.
Okay. How long did you stay up in Harlan?
I don't know, off and on.
Uh-huh.
I moved down here in 53,
Mhm.
but good,
Okay. And how old were you around that time?
11.
You was 11 years old. So you're still pretty young.
Yeah. We was too far out from Harlan, from Crummies Creek.
Uh-huh.
You know where Kaywood's at?
Yeah.
Well, Crummies Creek was about a half a mile.
Okay.
So we could walk up, you know,
Mhm.
commissaries, you know, they had commissaries, you know, we go to. My grandmother and grandfather, they raised me.
Uh-huh.
And my grandmother's name was Corey Box,
Okay.
and my grandfather was Ollie Box.
Did he work in the mines?
Yep,
Yeah. How long did he?
I have no
His
idea.
whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And do you remember your grandma's maiden name?
Corey Smith.
Of course, she was a Smith.
Yeah.
And were they both from Harlan?
No, my grandmother's from Georgia.
Uh-huh. You remember where your granddad's from?
I don't know.
Yeah, where he came from. Hmm. But he probably wasn't from Harlan, was he? He probably moved
I
up.
have no idea. See, they raised me. My mother left me when I was 1 year old.
Uh-huh.
She moved to Dayton, Ohio.
Okay. For work up there?
Yeah, she was some work up there. My grandma just took over. She
Just-
raised me up since I was
Mhm.
1 year old,
Wow.
and I made it.
Yeah. Do you know where they're buried at?
My grandmother been at Lantis.
Cemetery.
Yeah,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
and my grandfather, he was buried in Cleveland somewhere.
Okay. Cleveland, Tennessee? Or
Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland, Ohio.
Mhm.
Did he go up there for work?
No, he worked in the coal mine.
Oh, okay. And so after he was done, he went up there. Done working.
No,
Uh-huh.
he worked in the coal mine till he retired
Uh-huh.
up in Crummies Creek.
Uh-huh. And then how did he end up in Cleveland?
Huh?
How did he end up in Cleveland?
Oh, well, he died in Middlesboro,
Uh-huh.
and so his sister, you know, come and took him.
Took him up there.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, 11 years old, you come to Middlesboro. So you come from Crummies Creek to Middlesboro, you come into the big city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a big city, being out in that little old country. Back in the woods, on the coal field. Only time we come to town is we come to Middlesboro.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah.
Did all the shopping on commissary.
Oh.
Commissary,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Company commissary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. 11 years old, you come to Middlesboro. Did you, so then you start going to Lincoln?
Yeah,
Yeah. What was that like?
it was great.
Yeah.
It was great. Coming down here like a city.
Mm.
It was like
Mm.
Yes, it was like a city.
Yeah.
Basketball, football, and baseball.
Mm. You played?
Did all three of them.
Okay. Who was the big rivalries?
Harlan, Bench, Big Stone Gap,
Mm-hmm.
Jefferson City,
Mm.
Morristown, Hazard, Lincoln Ridge, Ballsville. And that's about it.
Did y'all travel up to Big Stone Gap and Morristown to play ball?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. How was that? Because that's over the hill and through the woods.
It was rough.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was rough trying to beat them. Lynch never could beat them.
Yeah.
Never. We go up to Lynch, or they come down here.
Mm-hmm.
They drink out them coal mines. Now we kids.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Harlan did too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And back then, you could go to school, you could go to Army, come out of Army, and play sports.
Mm-hmm.
That was back then, that was.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Go to school.
Yeah. So they had some grown men.
And the only game we could win was homecoming.
Uh-huh.
Now, we win homecoming, but the rest of it,
Wash.
we had a time. Basketball, we got the leftover from the high school.
Uh-huh.
Chin strap, no chin strap. Had shoes, you know, football shoes. We had to take one shoestring and cut it in half to make
To fit both shoes.
Hey, one hip tie, one side on shoulder pad. That's the way it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got the leftover from high school.
Uh-huh.
That's the way it was.
Yeah. Mm.
But we had time though.
Yeah. Yeah. Had a good time.
That was football. Now basketball and baseball was a whole lot different.
Yeah.
We had uniforms, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But about the football team, the first 11 players started.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they had regular jerseys with the white jersey with the blue top.
Mm-hmm.
The others just had plain white shirts.
White shirts on. So the starters had what they needed. Yeah.
11 of them.
Yeah, yeah.
This how poor we were. And leftover books
Mm-hmm.
from high school.
Mm-hmm.
We had them.
With stuff already written in.
All them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Them good old days.
Are there any teachers or coaches that stick out to you that you think of fondly?
Well, all of them dead. Anderson, Miss Anderson, Delphine, O'Meal Bryant, and Maddie Bell Bryant, Arlie McKinney, Miss Ball, Principal Osborne. Miss Ball, she was a principal too, woman principal. And that's about it.
Did y'all go to church coming up?
Yeah.
After you moved to Middlesboro, which church did you all
I
attend?
went to Mount Bryan.
In Mount Moriah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is that your what you consider your home church?
Yeah.
Mount Moriah. So after you got out of high school, what'd you do?
Went to work.
What kind of work did you get into?
I started work when I was 15 years old. A restaurant in Middlesboro. 15 years old. Washing dishes
Mm-hmm.
for 25 cents an hour. And that was your dishwasher. No machine.
Uh-huh.
Back in 58, I didn't know machine. That was your machine. Okay. I fooled around there and washed dishes for I don't know how long, about 6 or 7 months.
Mm-hmm.
And I had an uncle. He was the second cook.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a cousin, he was the head chef. So one day, they got behind. They hollered at me, he said, Box, I said, what y'all want? Make some cornbread. I said, who, me? He said, yes, you. I can't boil water.
Mm-hmm.
I said, what you put in it? And how much? You know what they told me? Soup myself.
Okay.
I did.
Uh-huh.
They finally told me what to put in it,
Uh-huh.
but they didn't tell me how much.
Uh-huh.
So I made it. Best cornbread they ever had. From that day on, the next day, every time I got a break, I was over meddling with them cooks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Meddling with them cooks. And I learned to cook. Got 50 cents an hour. 64 years in cooking before I retired.
So that was your career?
64 years. I retired in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it.
Uh-huh.
I could cook anything. You name it, I could cook it.
Yeah.
Wasn't no problem.
Mm-hmm.
I used to run a buffet. I worked up there, Holiday Inn and Ramada Inn.
Mm-hmm.
I worked there for 36 and a half years. I opened it up, I almost closed it.
Mm-hmm.
So they closed it. They sold it out. I retired in 2004. And they sold it out in 2005.
Mm-hmm.
I cooked 20 years at LMU College. And I don't know how many years, I mean, restaurants I have worked in here,
Mm-hmm.
here in town.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows me.
Yeah, yeah.
It ain't easy. I ain't got no story about the cooking.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got no story. All I know, they worked me the tail off. And I was on good. See, I'd run a buffet line, a party or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have a party for 100 something, have a buffet line going and coming too.
Mm-hmm.
All the same time.
Yeah.
I used to make up stuff, food. I tell you what I did one day. When they opened up, they used to have a magazine. So every day I'd come to work every day early.
Mm-hmm.
I'd get out there and read, just going through the books. And I said, And so I said, tuna fish. I said, I can make that with my eyes closed. So I goes back in the kitchen and it keeps on my mind, tuna fish, tuna fish, tuna fish. I said, okay. And I said, and they always had a salad bar, sandwich, on buffet lines, sandwich where you have hams, sliced ham,
A cold bar.
Yeah, a cold bar, you can make sandwich, So I went on in back in that kitchen that kept on my mind. So I said, I know what I do. So we bought big cans of tuna,
Mm-hmm.
I went back there and opened it up and throw it in a big pot, like that. Chopped me some onions and celery, Went out there and got me some turkey, tuna, chicken, ham, roast beef. Chopped it all up, throw it in the pot. Cook me some macaroni and rice. Throw it in that pot. I was just making a mess. I got it done and I stewed it. I got it all fixed up and I had a big old pot full, pan full. I mixed it up and I said, I'm gonna call this sea olive tuna salad.
Okay.
I mixed it up and made me a big punch bowl full.
Mm-hmm.
Took it out there and put it on the line there, for salad, had potato salad, macaroni salad, ambrosia salad, coleslaw. and people ate every bit of that night. Well, I had to make me some more the next day. It kept on eating. I had to see it. And I just took this, simple, it went like crazy. So this man, I catered wedding for him. He wanted me to cater wedding for him. I catered, he wanted that. I said, I fixed that. And one day, we had some corn, boiled corn left over, left over some buffet. Had a bunch of it left over. I said, well, now what is I'm going to do with all this corn left over? I said, I could fry it. And I said, no, that won't be no good. So something hit me. I said, I know what I'll do with it. So we always kept bunch of, like you gonna fry chicken, chicken mix,
Bread.
Yeah, breaded, I said, I know what I do. Corn on the cob about that, about that thing. So I got one of them. I went over and got me one of them out. I throw me some water with breaded, Throw it back in the water again,
Bread again.
Yeah, bread again, stuff it in. I chopped it in the french fry. Boy, all I needed, bread to get done. Oh man, the girls and the waiters and boy, that's good, boss. I said, okay. I said, well, okay. So I know what I do with it. And so, like if I have a steak or fried chicken or, steak, well, I had to fix, Because, you want to decorate your plate, Okay. I said, I cut them by like in pieces, and I put on the decoration for the plate. Just decoration.
Yeah.
Man, I got rid of that corn. Every bit.
And all of
Put it. I was putting them people on plate. They said, "Tell about send me some more of that." Okay. So I started doing it regularly, decoration. That was a lot of come up. I did stuff like that.
Yeah.
I make up stuff, but
Yeah.
never did throw it away or nothing.
Yeah.
I always turned that right.
Mm-hmm.
I never had no trouble out of that.
Yeah.
And biscuits, I used to make biscuits. Boy, I used to make biscuits out of this world. I still make them.
Mm-hmm.
Best biscuit you ever tasted.
So now that you're retired, who you cook for?
Nobody.
You're nobody.
I don't even cook for myself. I get TV dinner. In the summertime, I work.
Yeah.
I cook. I got 3 people I cut rice for. In the summertime.
Yeah. Okay.
Baseball.
Yeah.
Football. Basketball. And softball. That's my 3 sports that I work.
Yeah.
The rest of the sports, I wouldn't give you a nickel for.
You don't touch.
No touch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Golf, can't stand it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you about golf. Never played golf. I hit 2 golf balls in my life. But I got a first place trophy. I got a first place trophy. Well, see, they have 4 on the team, right? Okay. My son, boy named Peter Gilbert, another boy, I can't think of his name, was on the team. We had a reunion. It was the reunion tournament, And I went out there, rode the course, and they won the tournament. So they had 4 trophies to give away. He brought the trophy over to me. Here's your trophy. I said, no, that ain't my trophy, that's my son, Joe. No, this is your one. I said, okay, I'll take it. They had to get to somebody.
And you got it.
See, they had 4 trophies, but they didn't have but 3 on the team. My son he lived in Lexington, He said, Dad, I'm going to play golf. Practice golf. You want to go? I said, nope. I ain't doing no walking. I'm going to get a cart. I said, okay. So we got out there. He's looking around. He's on some holes. He's looking around. What are you looking around for? He said, I'm going to let you hit a ball. I said, okay. I said, I can't hit that ball. He said, what? I said, I'm left-handed. But when I said that, boy, me and him argued. He thought I was right-handed. I said, I'm left-handed. Ah, you ain't left-handed. I said, I know what I'm in. Ah, you can. So, ball was about here to there. So, I was left-handed. And I used to play baseball. I switched over, we try to hit the right hand. Turned out did pretty good, real good, real good. So I hit that ball in that ball, but real big. I hit that ball in that ball. Phew! Well, the next time when they had the reunion, he let me hit one on that was over with. Same place. Yeah. Couldn't understand it.
Yeah.
I couldn't understand it. Now he was a track man.
Yeah.
He had won 4 state track championships.
Now what's his name?
James
James
Box
Jr. Box Jr. James Box Jr. How many kids you got?
Me, 2.
And
A boy and a girl.
what's the girl's name?
Betty.
Betty. Betty Box.
Betty McCann.
McCann. So she got married.
Yeah.
How old are they?
58, 56.
58 and 56. Was you married? Was you married?
Yeah, both of them married.
No. Okay. And what about you?
Me,
Uh-huh.
I was married. I was married 48 years till my wife died. Cancer.
What was her name?
Mildred.
Mildred
Box.
Box. What was her maiden name?
Mildred and Bean Box.
Bean Box. Now, where was she from?
Middlesboro.
She was from Middlesboro. And how'd y'all meet?
I picked her about the streets.
Shit.
We just fooled around and went in love.
And fell in love.
19th Street was bad, buddy. Just like everything else, bad.
Yeah, yeah. But there were other businesses too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But we just couldn't go in, front. We had to go to the back.
Yeah.
And then use this separate water machine and stuff. Because I had this boy went in the restaurant down there, and black boy. He went into Perry restaurant, Fountain, Perry, it was named Perry and Pokes. He went in there, and him and another white friend, good friends, baseball players, kids back then. They went in that place, and this man knocked the owner, knocked the glass out of this boy's hand. Right. This black man. This white man knocked the owner.
Glass out of his head.
And this white boy's daddy went down there and seen him. Said he better not ever do that again.
Yeah. What were some of the more popular black spots in town that people would go to? Restaurants or juke joints or clubs?
We had, when I was young, but they had the Silver Slipper.
Okay.
That was a rough place.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Silver Slipper was rough. I used to sneak in. I used to sneak out there all the time when I was 9, 10 years old. Sneak in. I wouldn't go in because they would let me in. sneak out there outside, you know, they be having time. Then we had another restaurant, Savoy, for black people.
Mm.
Then we had on down the streets, on 20th Street, both of them was on 20th Street, with young papers. One name was Savoy, the other name was the Plaza Grill.
Okay.
Now them was for the Plaza Grill was for the younger adults.
Okay.
And Savoy, it was for the young ones and old adults, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So they was, you know, it was kind of for black people. It was, they gambled and stuff like that, you know, and that.
Mm-hmm.
But the on down streets there, it was for, you know, middle-sized kids. And it was nice, but the man didn't go with all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I can go in there and have me a good time, take my liquor in there and drink it. Go outside and drink it, not have it in my pocket and drink it. But he didn't like no stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
And see, I could do that because me and him I didn't know we was on hill. Nobody raised on hill in there.
Yeah. No better.
Yeah. So he helped you go.
What was his name?
Willie Ed.
Really
King.
King. Mm. Mm. How have you seen how have you seen Middlesboro change over the years? I mean, you've been here a while and you've worked in Middlesboro most of your life. How have you seen it change for the good and bad? You know.
Well, one thing, ain't no jobs here for young people. And another thing, you ain't gonna find nobody to work. You ain't gonna find nobody. I can give him $100 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't work for $200 an hour. Cause I can't stand up long enough to cook. But when I was coming up, Middlesboro had a population of 15,000. You know what it is now? 9. What, downtown? Down there. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was nice and crazy.
Yeah.
Nice and everything. This town never did want no factories. They had the tannery, Tin Flake, is it tannery? Tin Flake. Oh, shucks. Shirt factory. Perma pipe. Copper factory. And Smithville now. But there was another name before it. Something else name I can't think of. That was 7 factories. Now ain't but one. That's Smithville. The more people's here now, it's retirement.
Yeah.
You gotta leave Middlesboro to get a job.
Yeah.
Ain't no decent job here.
Yeah.
No factories or nothing. I had, when I was working, I kept 2 jobs all the time. And I'm gonna tell you something. And you know Dr. Ewing's office down here? Well, it was a place named Manly Theater. They had a theater, Manly Barbershop. I shined shoes at the Manly Barbershop. I made good money shining shoes. I shined shoes there for about a year. I'd average about $25, $23 shining shoes, 15 cents. Well, most of it, you believe me, a quarter, you know. So I would go, I'd get home. If I made 30 cents, I'd go bought me a meal.
Mm-hmm.
I'd go down here to the sports center, get me 2 hot dogs for a quarter.
Mm-hmm.
I'd go where the skating ring there. I'd go across the street there and get me a big 16-ounce Mr. Cola for a nickel.
Okay.
2 hot dogs.
So that's 30 cents.
That's 30 cents.
Mm.
That's a meal.
Mm-hmm.
Everything on that hot dog was win a whole meal.
Yeah.
2 for a quarter. Loaf of bread was 25 cents. Gas was 25 cents a gallon. You can take a dollar, go to Knoxville back. Only time I go to Knoxville, well, my grandmother, you know, sick or something, you know, take her to the doctor, you know. Okay.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
of course, going out of town,
Yeah.
now I would go out of town and see my kids, grandkids, great-grandkids.
Mm-hmm. Now, where are they? Where are your kids at?
My kids,
Mm-hmm.
my son and daughter,
Uh-huh.
they in Lexington.
In Lexington.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I got grandkids in Louisville.
Mm-hmm.
I got 3 great-grandkids in Louisville.
How's it feel to be a grandpa and a great grandpa?
Feel good.
Yeah.
Feel real good. Feel good, somebody. Grandpa, granddad, feels good. When I go down there and see them, I stay for 3 or 4 weeks or maybe a month. Boy, and they have a fit.
Yeah.
And I get back my sister-in-law. Hey, you doing down there now? I said, I love Lexington and Louisville. I love it. But to live down there, no way. When I get back home, I can't wait. I kiss that bed and reach away. when I go down there, most of the time I stay with my daughter. I stay a couple nights with my son. My daughter, she got a bed that's almost on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And he got a bed about that high, just like mine at home. But ain't no bed like your own bed.
Boy.
I tell you one thing, I know more people know me. I bet it's 5,000 or 6,000 people here in town knows me.
Everybody knows you. Do you go to any of the local games, sports, the high school games? Did you go to any of them?
Softball,
Mm-hmm.
baseball, and football. Go to every one of them
Mhm.
that I get a chance to.
Yeah. It was the first integrated little league team in the South.
You know what? We went to Harlan and played for the district. We got up there and beat Harlan in the first game. And beat Hyden for the district.
Mm-hmm.
We went to state tournament in Lexington. We goes down there. They said, y'all can't play. The mayor said, this is a white field. Our president said, if we don't play, we'll call the commissioner in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. So we played. We beat a team named Middleton. Yeah, Middleton,
Middleton.
Kentucky. We beat them for the first game. We beat Lexington for the state tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We goes to Greenville, South Carolina. That's about, I don't know how many miles Greenville, South Carolina is from here. We took 2 bands. We got down there, run through the Ku Klux Klan. State Patrol let us in. Okay, we get to the ball field. We got that taking bat practice. They call us everything, and that's all I got.
Mm.
One of this boy named Charles Watkins,
Mm-hmm.
he was a pitcher,
Mm-hmm.
and he said, "I hope nobody hits the ball to me." So we lost 2-1 to Lakeland, Florida. And me and this boy named Kenneth Williams, we had to stay in separate homes. It was 6 of us.
Yeah.
So we had to stay in separate homes, you know, black people. So me and Kenneth Williams stayed together. And the other 4 stayed different places, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So me and Kenneth, we started uptown. Didn't know where we were going, or we was going to hunt the other black boys,
Mm-hmm.
or other white boys, you
Yeah.
know.
Your teammates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this bucket, we got up there. This man, me and Kenneth, we standing. He seen us up there where the boys were standing.
Mm.
He run out there and got us and said, "What are y'all doing up here? Y'all ain't got no business up here." He got out, took us back to where he was, his house.
Mm-hmm.
I said, me and Ken said, "Man, you know what? It's a wonder. We was all over running the whole place down there. They didn't jack us up down there."
Especially with the Klan running around.
Mm-hmm. So we lost 2-1. And so all them 6 boys on that team was starters.
Mm.
There had 3 white boys. The other made 9
Mhm.
players. The one was the 6 black boys. Richard Lewis Wright, he was the first baseman. Richard Williams was center field. John Robert Spriggs, he was a pitcher. When he wasn't pitching, he was to the right field, and I was the catcher.
Okay.
And Charles Watkins, he was a pitcher. When he wasn't pitching, he played right field.
Okay.
Okay. And Kenneth Williams played third base.
Mm. Mm.
And that left Bobby Rogan, the second baseman.
Mm.
And Gary Wayne Myers was shortstop.
Mm.
And Roy Robinson, right field.
Okay. Okay.
Now Roy, we beat Lexington. He was 10 years old, hit a grand slam against Lexington. He was 10 years old, and the rest of us were 12.
And he hit a grand slam.
He hit a grand slam. About Lewis Wright, he was the first baseman. It was the funniest thing. We was beating them. I forgot what the score was. And somebody got a hit. And Lewis, he ran to third. If he'd have slid it, he'd have been safe.
Mm.
But he didn't slide.
Mm.
Got back to the dugout and said, "Lewis, why didn't you slide? Why didn't you slide?" You seen the way he told him, said the ground was too hard. But the ground was hard too. And it wasn't no grass.
Right.
It wasn't no grass on the infield or out. It
Just dirt.
just dirt.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Dead hot as I don't know what.
Mm-hmm. Clay. Mm-hmm. Mm.
And Boo Pal,
Mm-hmm.
you heard of Boo Pal?
Mm-hmm.
He beat us 2-1 down in Greenville, South Carolina. He's a major league player.
Yeah.
All right. In 57, we played Babe Ruth ball.
Mm-hmm.
In 57, the same black boys
Mm-hmm.
made the all-star team except this Charles Watkins.
Okay.
We won the district tournament in the Babe Ruth.
Mm-hmm.
We won the state.
Mm-hmm.
We won the state tournament here.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going for the Richmond, playing the Richmond. We went to Portage, Wisconsin to play in the Richmond. We get up there, we beat Indiana 16-1. Beat Chicago 4-3. We got rained out the next game. And we had to play on Sunday. We played Cincinnati for the Richmond. Cincinnati beat us 3-2. If we'd have beat Cincinnati, we went to the World Series. And you know who was playing for the second baseman for Cincinnati? Pete Rose.
That's it.
2 major league players we played against and lost. And them people everywhere in Babe Ruth and Little League, we got treated like. But when we went to Portage, Wisconsin, everybody was pulling for Kentucky. Everybody had won, every state had won a Richmond up there except Kentucky. And everybody was pulling for Kentucky.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we stayed at this motel. All the other teams stayed in the motel. We was first on everything.
Mm.
They come down to eat. They come down to eat. We eat before they did.
Mm.